I only have a few minutes before I have to jump into the Pierce County Housing and Urban Development Governance Board meeting, where we're going to talk about these very types of things. The amount of rotting houses that we have in our county, in our state, here in Washington it's insane. We have out-of-state landholders who buy up properties here and they refuse to rent them at a lower rate or sell them at a lower rate, even though the fair market value drops when things don't sell or get rented, because of the fact that they have other properties that depend on that price mark. So if you drop the value of one house, the other houses in the area go down as well. They would rather sell one more house for $500,000 instead of dropping it to $400,000 or $300,000, rather than to have any of those houses actually get dropped down to that price in the market. We saw this in the 2008 housing crash. Bank foreclosures were just left rotting everywhere. Eventually, the banks had to send people out to, mow the lawns, paint the sides of the house, and keep it from being derelict in a eyesore. But on top of that, all of these abandoned properties become dangerous. Not only do we have teenagers and children trying to run in there to find a place to hang out or whatever, we have the same unhoused folks trying to find shelter in a storm that causes alarm with the neighbors. And then they blame the whole thing on the unhoused folks instead of blaming it on the house owner, some random portfolio holder in Texas. I do firmly believe that any building that is left abandoned for a certain amount of time has impact fees and has, general fines such as eyesores and derelict properties. And if they can't pay those fees or fines, or if they refuse to, which happens often, weirdly often, it's very simple. The community should be able to use that space, upkeep that space, and create a third space, which is not work or home or school. Look it up. Third space is a very important thing for social and economic development. We can use those spaces for shelters. We can use those spaces for reading rooms. We can use those spaces for daycares. We can use those spaces for lunch kitchens or food banks, or simply just meeting rooms for local groups. Far safer than just some abandoned property, and better for the economy, and better for our people. I told you I like this subject.